Yo, stocks 5150. Right now, what I'm gonna talk about is one technique that I use for trading. I got this from D Money off the Patrick Whiting show, Whiting, whatever. If you. So these dudes, he trades and he uses the 14 and the 50 EMA, and he does that with price action. So we trade price action. We, you, us. We trade price action. So what I'm saying is this: you do the 14. I was looking through my notes on something right quick. Sorry, all that noise. You set up your EMAs. If you don't know where that's at, you go to your indicators, and you should be able to type them in and then slide them over. Like so, if I just selected this, the box comes up, and I can drag it over here. This is on Tasty Trade, and then I would have that indicator. All right. But we got our exponential moving averages. I got a 14 and I got a 50, and that's what we're trading with. Okay. The 14 and the 50. Now, what we're looking for when we're using these moving averages is crossovers. These are lagging. So the 14, of course, what does it do? It's a moving average of the last 14 candles, and the 50 is a uh, cross of the last 50 candles. Okay. All right. Now, you could use this on this EMA. You could do Some people move it faster and they do a nine and the 48, or nine and the 15, nine and the 50. But we're gonna do the 14. The 14 slows it down. So that's how that guy D Money does. And we want to be patient with this. But here you go. You're looking for the blue line is the 14. So we start here, and when it crosses over and crosses below the 50, which is the yellow line, then you want to go short, means you want to sell. So once it does that, if it crosses, you hit sell. Boom. You ride that down, bam, make money. It's coming back up. You close out at the bottom, hopefully down here, somewhere around here. Or you could wait here, because if you got in here as soon as it crossed, if you got in here, that price is 317, and then you roll that down 317 all the way to say here, because you go down further, but you say you stayed in because you were being greedy and waiting too long, but you stayed in and you got out once this one hit right here. You was at what was that, 314? Crossed here. Let's just say 300. Cross at 300 for sake, and then you got out at 24,854. So that right there is, what is that? Three, two, 500 points down. 500 points down. 500 points down to $2 a point. This is on the E-mini, the micros. That's $1,000. You see what I'm saying? So what you do now though is you're out. You wait and you don't go in anything. You don't want to go long as you're underneath. If you're underneath these trend lines, do not go long. Just stay waiting. This is where you wait. You understand? This is where you wait. This is on the 4 hour, mind you. This is why this moves like this. If I take this and trade and put it on the 15-minute, you get a little bit more action, a little bit more interaction. But you can see I wanted it on the 4 minute, 4 hours, so I can show you what not to do. Once it's below the blue and the gold, you don't do anything. You hold. If it's below the blue and the gold, you hold. Okay? So if it's below your moving averages, you hold. You just wait. It comes up here. It crosses over the blue, your 14, but you don't want to do anything because your 14 is below your 50. So long as it's below the 50, the 14 is below the 50, you don't do anything. You stay bearish. You understand? Don't do anything. Stay short. All right. Now you can still take some trades, like you see it came up, touch, and boom, you could get some right there. Came back up, touch, fell down a little bit. That was your last chance right there. Then here, it almost crossed. You see a touch, but then it fell down again. Once the 14 crosses the 50 EMA, that's your cue to go in. You want to go long. And you say, well, where should I go? What's my target? Because I don't know where to go from here. So you enter long right here, but you're going to look back to your left and you'll see where were we at before? A lot of buyers and stuff here. This is where we fell off at. So if you go back to here. The high on this was 639, so we'll just say 600. And we crossed over right here at 160, but we probably wouldn't enter right away because we don't want to get faked out like up here. So we're going to wait for that doji, wait for that to pass, and then we'll get in right here. So if we get in right here, that candle opened up at 316, 25, 316, right? 25, 316. So we'll say 25, 300. And just for math, and this right here, it closed, it was the low on this was 25, 24, 900. I mean the high, sorry. The high is 25, 600. And we got 25, 300 here, right? So that's 300 points. So what we're going to target is 25. We're going to target the high of this, which is 25, 600. So that's 300 points. 300 points, 2 times 3 equals 600. That's money. And that's all you do. Once that blue line crosses the goal, you can change colors to whatever you want. But once the 14 EMA crosses over the 50, that's when you want to go long. Make sure you get a confirmation and you go long and you stay long until your price, your candles break below your 14. Once it breaks below your 14, I would probably get out. Truthfully, I would probably get out here once I get this doji. It could go more, but it's okay because you already made $600 right there. And you made that within how much time? That would be at midnight on the 20th. And you would have made that money that's 8 o'clock. That's 8 o'clock later the next day. So it was staying it all day. But you'd have made $600. Not bad. Not bad for some immigrants. You know what I'm saying? Now, we're not trading. That's on a 4 hour. Most of the time, most people trade on the 15 and the 5. So you look at it on the 15, figure out what you need to do. Once you figure out what you need to do, you see, just looking at this, say it with me, class, we are above the 50. That means that we are bullish. We are not doing any shorts. We are not pushing this button. We are only pushing this button. If it touches, you see how it's been doing? It's been doing this all day. Whenever it touches the 14, it bounces. It's staying above the 14. The one time, 2 times, 3 times it came down, we wouldn't trade. Don't trade nothing in the middle. Don't diddle in the middle. You see what I'm saying? You don't do anything there. And then once it comes up, it's above the 14 again. Don't enter there. Wait for a confirmation. Boom. Go back in again and look at this. Make more money. You understand? Make more money. If you're above the 14, stay green. If you're below the goal, then you sold. All right. Stocks 5150. That's my 2 cents on the 14 and 50 moving average trade. Price action in the house. And this right here, working out so far. What is that? $15? Yeah, but we just chopping and it's cool. All right. That's the end of that recording. Peace.